Hi, I'm Ellie,
And I'm Neve.
and we are the Gem Collective. And today we are joined by the gorgeous Emily McChrystal. She's a Liverpool based poet and altogether creative. How are you today, lovely?
Hello, guys. I'm very well, thank you.
Oh,
Good. We're so happy to finally have you on here. I feel like it's just been such an online. I mean, this is online, but this is face to face. It's different. It's so nice to have you on. So let's jump straight into it. We don't have long. You're a published poet. You have a whole book, Soul Notes Poetry, and there are so many things we want to know about that, but we only have 5 minutes. So could you give us like a very quick little background? Why did you want to put together a book of poems?
Oh my God, I'm trying to keep it concise. Honestly, I didn't feel very represented in the poetry community at all. I think poetry can be deemed a little bit pretentious, and I'm very working class. So I wanted to kind of make sure that poetry felt accessible for people. And I feel like my poetry does do that, hopefully. So that was the main kind of goal, to make sure that the media was representative of people who love and read and write poetry.
it's so important that as well. That's what I think that's definitely your niche anyway. But how did you go about getting submissions for the poems and stuff? Or did people just gravitate towards you with work in their hands? Like, here you go.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. So for like my actual publication of just my own poetry, that was very much from poetry that I've written since I was like 14 up to now to 21. So it's a very vast publication. But in terms of submissions for like other mini publications that I've done, honestly, I feel like people just gravitate towards anything to do with getting the work out there and being able to have free opportunities for publishing. Because again, it's kind of a very heavily gated community, I feel sometimes, that you need to pay to be able to submit work for a publication that you then won't even be paid to contribute to. It seems, it confusing to me, that process. So yeah, I kind of wanted to share the platform that I've got and make sure that while I'm also being published, other people can too.
That's amazing. And you know what? You're so spot on with the whole people feel like they need to pay. Like with us, with Gem, obviously, we sort of share people, feature people. And the amount of people who've been like, how much is it? And we were like, nothing, it's free.
Yeah.
This is like a creative space for people who don't get that exposure. It's so good. So to see someone else doing it in like a slightly different niche, but still the same vibe is honestly incredible. And speaking of opportunity, so we saw you did the poetry development day, and the speaking, I don't know my poetry terms, I'm so sorry, the spoken word, yesterday was it, with
Yeah.
where girl bands. How was that? How important is it to you, like getting people involved in stuff like that?
Oh, honestly, I feel like it's just my life's call, and sometimes I thoroughly enjoy people who have never done anything like this before to be able to have the safe space to do it. And something that I kind of really zoned in on throughout the whole workshop was the power of being vulnerable. And something that I think is really hard is you might want your poem or your creative thing to be perceived in a particular way, but as soon as you perform that or you publicize that, you're having to let go of that immediately. Like, no matter what your intention was of the piece, it's going to be interpreted very, very differently to how you meant it to. And that was kind of the main aim of the workshop, to get people just involved in that process and being able to have a safe space to be vulnerable and explore their own version of creativity, however they might do it. I mean, everyone at the workshop, they'd never performed poetry before. So it was truly incredible and just a lovely event. I really did enjoy it.
You know what you said as well at the start about some people view poetry as a little bit pretentious. When you introduce yourself to people as a poet, what do you think their initial thoughts are?
A lot of the time people are like, oh, okay. And I think they expect you to say something like really profound after you say that. But I'm just like, yeah, I just do some rhymes. But again, it's kind of something finding the balance of that. Like, I don't want to be seemed as pretentious, but I also don't want to have severe imposter syndrome all of the time.
Oh
So
my goodness, of course.
yeah, it's finding that sweet balance of like what I do is important and allowing myself to have the space to own that, but also being like, I don't want to gatekeep anything, like it's nothing kind of unachievable or something that might not make sense to everyone. Yeah, so the reaction is often kind of mixed. Some people are kind of like, oh my God, that's incredible, and other people are like, oh,
Yeah, that's a bit, stop that. And just a quick fire one as well, because me and Neve love asking this question. Where would Emily McChrystal go on holiday right now, anywhere in the world, if she could, and why?
Probably Australia, because it's the furthest away from here and it's sunny. That's what I need. I need distance, physical distance and sun. That'll do me.
Oh my God, spot on answer. And I think we'll join you on that one because the weather here right now is miserable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, so just wrapping up, quickly tell us, do you have any plans that you can tell us about for the rest of the year with regards to your creative thing? And then where can we find you on social media so our audience can go there?
Of course. So you can find me on social media at Soul Notes Poetry. And I will be doing a lot of workshops throughout the rest of the year. Now the face-to-face things can happen, which I'm so excited about. But I can't release venues or anything yet because nothing is confirmed as with COVID things. But all of announcements will be on my Instagram anyway. So that's where you can find me.
Woo! Oh, Emily, this has been so good. Thank you. We got through it so quick as well. So, mwah. And hopefully when me and Neve eventually put events on, we can have you perform for us.
Incredible.
Oh my God, a little collaboration going on, you know. We need one in Liverpool. We're in the north. We don't know Liverpool. Just saying.
I'll be the tour guide, girls. I'll be the tour guide. Honestly, you have such a kindness about you. Thank you. It's been so lovely to meet you.